Hey adventurers, welcome back. In my last video, I walked through all the biped combat skills in Project Gorgon, and yep, I totally forgot to mention weather witching. So let's fix that first because storm summoning deserves its spotlight. After that, we're diving headfirst into the wild side of Gorgon, the beast forms. From spiders to spirit foxes, each animal brings its own quirks, strengths, and a few curses along the way. And we'll round things out with the Warden, an animal-exclusive skill that you'll definitely want to pick up. So grab your potions, your curiosity, and maybe a snack, because this one gets a little wild. Let's start with our last biped combat skill, weather witching. Weather witching is a DPS and support skill that does nature and electricity damage. It also allows you to summon a few different tornado pet variants. Weather witching pairs well with Druid and Mentalism for direct DPS or support with nature and electricity synergies, but also with skills like Necromancy and Animal Handling for pet builds. The Weather Witch Necromancy combo is especially nice because of the Doomstorm ability that allows you to summon tornadoes that do darkness damage. Weather Witching can be learned from Tracen at Serbial Hills at neutral favor for elves and comfortable favor for non-elves. Like fire and ice magic, there are crafting recipes that are used to teach you each of the combat abilities, so start saving your shock dust and fulgurites now. Weather Witches also gain the ability to fly via the Tempest Flight ability. While this ability is toggled, you expend a resource called Tempest Energy, as well as normal power in order to fly. Weather Witching's the perfect combat skill for people who want to take to the skies. With that out of the way, let's talk generally about beast forms. There are some general advantages and drawbacks to all the beast forms. First, there are many NPCs who range from dismissive to animals to outright hostility and fear of animals. This is made worse if you choose a frightening animal like spider, giant bat, or lycanthrope. There are some ways that most beasts have to overcome this limitation, and I'll talk about that as we dive into each specific beast form. In general, though, it's a good idea to visit Animal Town in Sunvale as early as you can. You have to be in beast form for 3 Earth hours in-game before these animal NPCs will talk to you, but they open up a host of training and storage options that aren't available to bipeds. It's good to have friends. Another issue is travel forms. Most beasts can't ride horses. In order to move quickly from place to place, you'll have to reach a certain level in that beast skill, then visit a trainer who teaches you that beast's mount form. This means a whole lot of slow walking to get where you want to go early on. Then there's beast speech. Every beast form except Spirit Fox gets a skill called beast speech. Random words you type into chat will be transformed into animal noises. As you use the chat in your beast form, your beast speech will level up higher. Beast speech level at a higher level means that fewer words will be changed into animal sounds, but even at max level, you'll have the occasional moo or growl. One commonly asked question about animal forms is, what happens if I'm an animal but want to transform into another animal? Animal forms in Project Gorgon stack on top of one another, so if you're a human who lost a fight to Marinessa, drank a deer juice, and gave a spirit stone to a strange fox, you'll be a fox. But if you unfox, you'll be a deer, and if you undeer, you'll be a cow. And if you go back and fight Marinessa and kill her, you'll be a human again. If you plan to take on multiple animal forms, just make sure you're keeping a note somewhere of the order in which you equipped them. The only exception to this are werewolves. During the full moon, regardless of what potion you drink or what curse you get, if you are a lycanthrope, during the full moon, you will stay a lycanthrope until the full moon period is over. Probably the biggest issue, however, is that you don't have hands. Because beast forms don't have hands, they're not able to wield most weapons. You can equip any weapon and take advantage of its mods, but you cannot use the skill that weapon enables. So you can forget about that sick rabbit knife build you've been dreaming up. There are some exceptions to this for certain skills on certain animals that I'll get to later. You can also search for the skill compatibility chart on the wiki to see what secondary skills can be paired with each beast form. This limitation also applies to certain crafting skills as well. No foraging wood as a beast, since you can't hold a saw. Because of all these drawbacks, I don't recommend that you pick up a beast form until you have at least 2 biped combat skills that do not have main hand or offhand requirements. Psychology and mentalism are a great pair to pick up early for this reason, as you can use both of those combat skills in any form you choose. There's a lot more info about animal forms. If it's something you're considering, I highly recommend you read the wiki article on beast forms linked in the description. All of that being said, let's jump into the specific beast forms and see what they're all about. Cows are primarily a tank class, but can DPS with the right skill combo. You can become a cow by fighting the cow boss, Marinessa, in the Crystal Cave in Serbule. After a short time of being in combat with Marinessa, you will get a curse with a countdown timer. Run out of her room without defeating her, or let her kill you with the curse active. When the countdown timer runs out, your character will transform into a cow and unlock the cow combat skill. To leave cow form, you simply have to defeat Marinessa and touch her corpse, and the curse will be broken. Cow paired with unarmed is currently the best tank class in the game, and are virtually indestructible. Cows can technically use the priest abilities through the use of a piece of gear purchased in the Warden cave called Cow's Disguise Kit. However, this disguise kit will not make unfriendly NPCs friendly towards you. Cows are also one of the 3 animal forms that can equip wooden shoes that enable the Druid skill. To learn the cow's mounted travel form, you'll have to visit Raoul in Animal Town. Cows can also equip special cow shoes to improve mounted speed. Other cow-specific gear includes crafted champron and barding, which comes with innate resistance to piercing and slashing damage. Cows also have the unique ability to produce milk. The cow player can milk themselves, but other players can also milk cows with permission. Embracing vegetarianism allows cows to be milked more often, so consider your diet carefully. Milk is a valuable resource, and being able to produce more of it can make you a literal cash cow. Deer is a DPS off-tank beast form. There are 3 ways that you can become a deer in Project Gorgon. The first is by drinking a deer juice, which is a rare drop from any deer mob. Second, you can raise the Druid skill to level 20 to unlock a sidebar placeable skill that allows you to transform into and out of deer form at will. You can also unlock deer by fighting the deer boss Ciervos deep in the goblin dungeon of Eltabule. Just like with Marinessa, if you want to keep the deer form after the Ciervos fight, make sure to not defeat him completely or touch his corpse. Either die or run from the fight. You can transform back into a biped at any time by finding an undeer potion that drops from a deer mob, or by purchasing undeer juice from Yetta in Eltabule Keep. To learn the deer mounted travel form, you'll have to talk to Sylvia in Animal Town at level 25. Deer, like cows, also have special deer shoes that can be equipped to improve mounted travel speed. Wooden deer shoes also allow deer to use the Druid skill. Deer have the special ability to summon additional deer companions who fight alongside them. Deer are also much faster and naturally jump higher than any other creature in the game thanks to the bounding speed ability. Deer pairs well with psychology and with unarmed. Spider is a DPS beast form. You can only become a spider by buying spider juice from the strange spider in Serbule Crypts. Be sure to have at least 6,000 councils with you when you go to him, because he is also the only NPC that sells unspider juice. The spider mounted travel form is roller skates and can be learned at level 25 from Legs in Animal Town. Using the Insidious Illusion ability, a spider can temporarily disguise themselves as a humanoid to fool hostile NPCs. The ability consumes a moonstone. Spiders are considered creepy creatures, so there are some NPCs who will talk to other animal forms, but not spiders. Spiders also have the ability to hatch additional spiders from the corpses of their enemies. Spider web can be produced by level 60 spiders using the web spin ability. This ability can give spiders an advantage in textile creation and tailoring. Special gear for spiders includes harnesses made with the tool crafting skill, which allow spiders to use the Druid skill, and casings made with the tailoring skill, which allows spiders to customize their appearance and give bonuses to spider skill abilities. Spider pairs very well with Druid and battle chemistry for poison DPS synergies, as well as pet focus skills like necromancy and animal handling. Pig is primarily a support combat skill and is probably one of the easiest beast forms to pick up. You can become a pig by drinking a pig juice, which is a fairly common drop from wild pigs. To stop being a pig, you'll need to find an unpig juice, which can be a bit harder. The pig mounted travel form is taught by Norbert in Animal Town at level 25. Use of pig shoes gives speed bonuses in mounted form, but unlike cow and deer, pigs cannot equip wooden shoes that enable the Druid skill. Pigs can use the Truffle Sniff ability to dig up random mushrooms. You can get Myconic XP from Truffle Sniff mushrooms. Pigs are some of the best healers in the game, and the skill pairs well with Mentalism, Priest, and battle chemistry. The Rabbit Beast form is a DPS skill with high evasion and many good synergies. You can become a rabbit by buying a rabbit potion from Riston in Red Wings Casino or Cinnamon the Rabbit in Animal Town, using live event credits. Unrabbit juice may also be purchased from these same vendors. There is also an event each year where players can obtain rabbit and unrabbit juices. Rabbit is one of the more expensive animal forms for this reason. Some rabbit abilities require carrots, which can be produced through gardening or bought from player skill vendors. Rabbits are also the only animal forms able to use Ice Magic skill thanks to a rabbit-only Ice Magic Tiara head equipment. Rabbits are one of the few animals that do not have a unique mount form, but mount horses like bipeds. Rabbit pairs very well with the unarmed skill and with Ice Magic. Giant Bat is a versatile DPS skill. You become a giant bat by contracting the fevered trismus illness from either a wild bat or from a player willing to give it to you in the PvP basement in Serbuel. You can stop being a bat by purchasing an unbat juice from Harry the Werewolf in Serbuel. You can also abort the bat transformation process by curing fevered trismus with the first aid skill Treat Disease 1 or higher. Bats have a sidebar equipable ability called echolocation that allows them to see in the dark. They are also the only beast skill, apart from the Druid bird forms, with innate flying ability. Giant bats also do not have unique mount travel form, but ride horses like bipeds. Skilled tailors can craft witch hats for bats that boost bat skill abilities. Bats are considered creepy creatures, so there are some NPCs who will talk to other animal forms, but not bats. Bat pairs very well with Vampirism, Necromancy, Battle Chemistry, and Warden for some truly spooky DPS builds. Lycanthropy is a DPS skill that allows the player to turn into a werewolf. You can become a Lycan by completing a quest for Harry the Wolf in Serbuel after raising favor with his friend Rita. He will give you a bottle of his spit as a reward. This quest is not repeatable, so do not lose your bottle of spit if you plan to become a Lycan. Lycans have a lot of unique skills and challenges that make them different from other animal forms. The first limitation is that lycanthropy can never be cured. Once you get this skill, you can never stop being a Lycan on that character. Most animal forms can be cured using a potion called Minor Panacea, though this is considered a wasteful use of that potion. But Lycans cannot even be cured by panaceas. To combat this disadvantage, Lycans can shift into and out of wolf form at will. Low-level Lycans might have to kill several mobs in order to be able to shift back into human form, but as you level, this requirement disappears. Lycans are also affected by the full moon. During the full moon, which takes place in-game at the same time as the real world, players are trapped in wolf form for 3 days. Only temporary words of power can shift the player out of wolf form during this time. A series of quests also become available at the Altar of Norala at the entrance of the Kerr Mountains Wolf Cave. These quests reward the player with Norala tokens. which can be redeemed for skill unlocks, level uncaps, and various other temporary and permanent bonuses. Lycans gain the Beast Metabolism and Howling abilities. Beast Metabolism adds the corpse-eating option for mob corpses that can take the place of burying. When Lycans eat a corpse, they gain temporary health regen buffs. Howling is a sidebar placeable ability that grants health regeneration and boosts damage. A buff which can last up to 5 hours if the howling is done with additional howling wolves present. There are a few different wolf forms that are available as you level: Standard, Winter, and Dark. Each form has its own innate mitigation bonuses and weaknesses to certain damage types. Lycans learn their mount travel form from Sanja in Kerr Mountains at level 25. Lycanthropy pairs very well with the unarmed and psychology skills. Spirit Foxes are one of the newest beast combat skills in Project Gorgon, and one of the most unique. It's primarily a DPS skill. Spirit Foxes are, according to the game's lore, more ghost than beast. As such, they do not unlock the beast speech skill and chat normally like bipeds. Spirit Fox is obtained in a couple of ways. You could trade a Spirit Stone to a current Fox player, in which case they would stop being a Fox and you would transform into one. You can also give a Spirit Stone to the aptly named Completely Normal Fox in the Kerr Mountains Wolf Cave. There are only 2 ways to stop being a Spirit Fox. You can have another player trade you a Spirit Stone, or you can drink a minor panacea. If another player trades an Anchor Rune to a Spirit Fox, their Spirit Fox abilities will be disabled for 15 minutes, so watch out for pranksters when trading. Level 25 Spirit Foxes unlock their mount form from Mittens in Kerr Mountains at Friend's Favor level. Spirit Fox pairs well with many different abilities, in part thanks to its diverse mod selection. Some skills you could pair with Spirit Fox include Priest, Warden, Vampirism, Necromancy, and Mentalism and Fairy Magic. If you lick fairy dust as a non-fairy, you might find yourself transformed into a butterfly. This transformation is usually temporary and cured by waiting for the curse timer to wear off. However, if the player is a habitual fairy dust licker, the effect can turn permanent. Butterflies do not have innate skills of their own, but have all the limitations of other animal forms, in addition to reduced inventory slots and the fey racial traits as well. It's worth mentioning that as a druid, you can transform into several different animal forms at will. However, deer are the only combat-oriented animal form. Druids can also transform into eagles, ducks, ravens, and owls for access to flying. These forms can also host other combat skills when outdoors, but you cannot transform into birds while indoors. Finally, let's talk about Warden. Warden is an animal-only DPS skill. To learn the Warden skill, you must have friends or higher favor with the Suspicious Cow in Eltabule, Red in Kerr, or Norbert in Animal Town in Sunvale. Once you have them to the appropriate favor level, complete a series of quests to become the Warden. After completing these quests and speaking with Milton, the player must select the option in Milton's talk menu, "I am up to speed," in order to become a Warden. After completing a quest from Pickles in the Sacred Grotto, you will unlock a lore recipe that allows you to check for Warden alerts. This recipe will show which NPC is offering a Warden alert quest at the moment of its casting. Warden alert quests usually require the killing of 12 to 15 specific creatures in the same zone as the NPC that offered the quest. Most of the Warden alert quests award Warden points, quest giver favor, and also Vervadium in higher level zones. Each Warden alert is active for a full day, so you can do them whenever you want, and there is no forced start time, unlike Druid events. Warden points awarded for completing Warden alerts and quests from NPCs in the Sacred Grotto are used to purchase new skills and to raise skill caps. Warden primarily does electricity damage, but there are a few fire abilities and some that are able to be modded to do fire damage. Warden pairs well with a lot of different animal skills and the mentalism skill. And that wraps up our look at Weather Witching, the Beast Forms, and the Warden skill in Project Gorgon. Each of these paths completely changes how you experience the game, whether you're sneaking as a fox, bellowing as a cow, or holding the line as a warden. If this video helped you tame the chaos, drop a like, share your favorite beast form in the comments, and subscribe so you don't miss future guides. Project Gorgon is all about trying new things, so don't be afraid to sip that cursed potion or take up the Warden's mantle. Until next time, happy adventuring.